It's the Spiwe Show, an idea exchange empowering you to live well, live fully, and love deeply. And now, here's our host, Spiwe Pierce.
FM 89.9 KMOJ, we are the People Station. Welcome to the program. This is the African Roots Connection. Hello? Go ahead.
Breakup of the family start happening, especially with the relationship between a man and a woman, black man and black woman, when all our people started getting some public assistance, and the welfare office said you couldn't have a man in the house. And if you did, you know, he had no power. He couldn't have no say-so. The check went into the woman's name. So she ran everything. Money runs everything. So if she's got all the money, you know, the kids got to come to mom and ask for everything. When the social worker comes back, you got to hide the shoes, you got to hide everything. He can't be in the house.
Hey, brother, let me ask you a question. If you had a daughter who was married and her husband maybe didn't have a job, and you had to give her money to feed the kids, is that something you would be happy doing? That you know she's married and this man cannot take care of your daughter, you have to support her? Yeah, but would you want to support her consistently, and then this man is living off your money that you gave to your daughter, and he cannot provide for his family? Well, and it's true, and I think one of the things that I hear, you know, today a lot, everybody who reference the system, talk about the system is to be blamed for that, but I think the system should not support a woman who's married and a husband can't do for her. I mean, the system should only help single women. Even in the Bible, you know, single women were people who that would need the assistance of the community more than a married person. I mean, all men should be able to provide for their wives, and if you cannot, there are a lot of programs, just like the welfare system, that get you back to work. And I'm speaking from experience, you know. All right, go ahead.
I call it the new Jim Crow. Right? Then they arrested every black woman that they possibly could. They arrested every black man and gave him 5 years for lottery, for shooting dice, for doing little mental things.
I hear you, brother. You're right. But, you know, good luck to the girls. I hope they win today, man. Thank you. Take care. Bye. FM 89.9 KMOJ, we are the People Station. This is the program, the African Roots Connection. I'm here with my guest, Spiwe, and we talk about Ephesians 5, verse 22, wives, submit to your husband.
Well, you know what that last caller raised was this question of what is the husband's responsibility in the household, which is what we've heard some women say, well, you know, if he's not tending to his responsibilities, then the role reversal happens.
But, you know, again, I don't want to sound like I'm an outcast, because I know I'm not. But I think a husband's role does not depend on his finances. You are a man if you're working or not working.
Okay.
But I'm hearing like 2 or 3 calls saying if he can't do what he should do for his family, and the wife steps in that role, she shouldn't step in that role.
And maybe the question is, what are the expectations? So when the man leads the household, what does that really mean? He's supposed to be the head of the household. What does that mean?
Well, I guess to those who are saying that, it means leading the household means
providing. Yeah.
You know.
What else?
Some other things we can't get into right now. Good morning and welcome to the program. Thank you for calling.
The Bible, as you stated about man being the head of the household, you know, the other parts that go with it is that woman is the head of the child, Christ being the head of the man, God being the head of us all. So a woman would have no problem submitting to a man as long as that man is submitting to God. It is the nature of the woman to submit to God, and so she would find it easy to submit to God in a man. The problem is that has been preached from a male chauvinistic viewpoint, and now men expect a woman to treat him like a man. Unfortunately, he's been taught to act like a slave boy. And so it has produced a difficulty in the household where the respect level is not where it should be. What I mean is, it is the nature of the man to be the ruler. It is the nature of the woman to submit to the ruler.
But even though with man, the nature is to be a ruler, but they're not always good rulers, though, right? Okay.
In order to be the right type of ruler, that easily turn his heaven into his hell.
You got it. I got you, bro. Thanks for calling this morning. That's a good point, though. Thank you. This is FM 89.9. But again, before we talk about it as a Spiwe, you reminded me about before Ephesians 22, there's Ephesians 21.
Yes.
That says, submit to one another out of reverence for Christ.
Yes.
And that's very, very important as we talk about who's the leader of the house or head of the house. You have to submit to your wife at some point. And some guys I'm hearing have a problem with that, or asking her for directives, or she giving directives, or what have you.
I think it's a partnership. Really is, at the end of the day, it has to be a partnership, because there are, men and women were created differently. There are certain qualities that men have, certain qualities that women have, and I think together they make up a whole marriage, right? And in that context, I think there has to be collaboration between the man and the woman, and there have to be roles that are defined. So in our household, spouse, what is it that you're going to have dominion over and accountability for? What is it that I as the woman will have dominion over and accountability for? And so I don't think, at least from a biblical perspective, I don't think that whole submission concept is so much one of the man is better,
Right.
as much as it is a division of functional roles within the relationship. Just like the lady who said earlier, you got the head, you got the neck, you can't have one without the other in order for them to both function.
Here, okay, let's take this call. Good morning and welcome to the program.
Should you support him if he's working, what's not working? Well, it depends on the situation. I mean, maybe the guy has a felony that was given to him unjustly, and he's having a difficulty working, and so he finding work, and so all this vagueness about it, and I just think that it would be as simple as, first of all, principle should lead any decision anybody makes, and it doesn't matter whether it's the man or the woman. The principle tells you. I mean, what are we saying? Are we saying that if a man wants a Prius and the girl wants a Cadillac because he's a man, he gets to choose? Are we saying, or is it a moral question? Are we saying that if a woman wants to homeschool a kid, the man wants to send him to a Catholic school because he's the man? It would seem to me the principle would dictate that, okay, we are a people that are enslaved, and all of our challenges are from colonialism, and so do we approach, if we go to Catholic school, is that going to help our people get free? Or if we do homeschooling, is that going to help our people get free? Caesar was Caesar. There is the only thing African about the Bible are the stories that are mad misinterpreted, made literal, and I heard him say, a theologian say on NPR radio, this is where I am, a few weeks back, he said no serious theologian will argue that Jesus existed as a son of God. The people that wrote about him were hundreds of years after he was even here, when them people don't even write. They weren't even illiterate people yet. So,
Oh, okay. We appreciate you. Thank you. When we talk about African roots, the name of this program, and talking about what you should get back to, in my view, whatever that we do or we can do to empower or make us better as a people is what our roots are. Because I believe that the black race didn't come out of what we are today. We evolved into being who we are today because of certain circumstances and conditions. But I think we started off as just as good as anybody in this world or better. So if talking about Ephesians 5 and how some women have a problem submitting, or how some women have a problem of not looking up to a man because it's not working, if that will make a black family stronger, yes, I will talk about it on this radio program for 1 hour from 9 to 10 o'clock. That's what I'm talking about. That's what makes us better. We cannot always look at something from the context of a politically correct answer. Sometimes we got to get to the roots of it. And this scripture is where it's at. And I'm sorry for my Muslim brothers. I love you. I grew up in a Muslim home. But right is right. And I'm sure the Islam that I grew up into, I saw my granddaddy honor and respect my grandmother. And in the Bible, in a Christian home, I honor and respect my wife. So it doesn't matter which religion you've been to. I agree with the brother. He says about principle, but that principality that we're talking about exists in every religion. Is the principle of doing good and doing bad. You cannot suppress your wife. You cannot force her to submit to you. You have to love and honor her. And that's what we're talking about. And if that makes us better people as black people, then we'll talk about it.
You know, on the Spiwe show, one of the things that is the foundational notion is that actually, if you look at the major religions, if you look at Christianity, Hinduism, Buddhism, what you find, Islam, what you find is that a lot of the truths about how to live are the same. So whether you believe that Jesus was the Son of God, whether you believe that he was a great prophet, if you look, for example, in the Quran and in the Bible, you will find every one of the 10 Commandments almost verbatim.
Yeah.
So there is a great deal of similarity, and I think it's because truth is the same. Truth is the same wherever you look at it. And so when we're talking about how do we treat each other as husband and wife, regardless of your religion, it is the same. It falls apart if you don't respect one another.
But who doesn't love and honor, who doesn't cherish them? If I love my wife, I got to cherish and honor her. It is simple and easy. Good morning and welcome to the program. Good morning.
Good morning.
I think that you have a good subject this morning, and I'm a little hoarse, so bear with me. I believe that Jesus was the Son of God, and I know that he is. And I think that a lot of Christian women, they marry men that are not saved, and then they have problems, you know, with domestic violence, and they have nowhere to go, and they might have 7, 8 kids, you know, and the husband might be an alcoholic. So therefore, nowadays, so many women are taking care of men more than back in the day, you know, when black men did not have jobs and they did not have, you know, no way of supporting themselves. You know, the women would stick by them and take care of them and the children. And so now today we have a lot of that. So I think that everybody should get a fresh perspective on marriage before they do it. And so that.
Correct. Thanks for your point. Loud and clear, we heard that. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us on the Spiwe Show. Until next time, live well, live fully, and love deeply.